the glow of the screen where the real ones align. Sigma the majestic steps in, bringing positive shine. Majestic by nature, you live up to the name. Progression over regression, you're changing the game. Kick streams glowing with that genuine fire, dropping beats for the creators, taking us higher through the long nights of grinding. You still shine so bright, diligent and focused, you're one of a kind. From the first time we linked, it was instant respect. Conversations that hit deep, keeping it direct. You build with intention, you move with that grace, turning ideas to action, owning your space. Always dropping wisdom when the path gets tough, steady with the vision, never giving up. You laugh through the pressure, you shine through the strain. Sigma the majestic, elevating the game. Late nights on the stream, you're locked in the zone, crafting vibes for the crew, never leaving us alone. Your humor cuts clean through the heaviest dark. Your support is the spark that reignites the heart. Whether gaming or producing, you stand tall and true, patient and majestic in everything you do. Amazing in the way that a real friend can be. You're the definition of authenticity. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. You push through the grind like a warrior, true, inspire the dreamers, give hope to the few. Your words carry weight, never wasted or light. You see through the noise and you stand for what's right. From the beats for the streamers to the late night advice, you balance the hustle with vision precise. A presence that comforts, a vibe that empowers. Sigma in the flesh, claiming every hour. We share laughs and lessons, the highs and the lows, through digital battles where real character shows. You never fold easy, you hold to your code. A king in the making on this winding road. Your energy's contagious, your kindness is real. You heal with a sentence, you know how to feel. Good friend to the core, amazing inside and out. That's why the whole squad always screams and shouts. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Here's to the future, the streams yet to come, the beats and the moments, the battles will run. You've earned every cheer, every night, a respected beacon for those who refuse to forget. Keep being that light in a world full of gray. Keep building with patience in your genuine way. My friend, my inspiration, you're truly the best. Sigma the majestic, forever impressed. When the screen goes dark and the silence rolls in, your impact still echoes, the light doesn't dim. You've touched more lives than you'll ever know, a quiet legend with a powerful glow. No need for the spotlight to prove what you're worth. You're gold in the raw, the salt of the earth. We stand with you, always, no question, no doubt. Sigma forever, hear the whole squad shout. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with the powerful.
Okay, I forgot the camera. Jeez, hold on.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. So here's to the nights and the moments we share, the streams and the talks that show how much you care. Sigma the majestic, you're more than a name. Family and spirit, you're igniting.
Alrighty, it's up. We are in the building.
My friend, amazing and true. This song's just a piece of respect back to you.
We're back. Two demons in the building. Go. Yeah, that's what you get. That's exactly what you get. Yeah, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna bother you. And now you're getting bothered. See how that works? See how that works? Boom. Okay. Get rid of this. What we are planning to do here. Want to do it like that? Let's do. This won't be too long. Things kind of already in stone here. There's not too much we can do. Here. You know what? We could do that. Sure, why not? Oh, why not? Synth. I don't know what this is supposed to be, but okay. So we'll figure that out as we go. We have. All right, so that song you heard in the beginning, that is this song that is up here right now. Shout out to True Demon for creating that. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to process it. So that's what we're gonna do. So he sent me the stems, and though there's much I have to work with here, which actually kind of makes me happy there. We're gonna go through this thing. Okay, so most of this is pretty much done. There won't be too much going over things, but it is what it is, right? Actually, I don't know what tempo this is. I guess we can figure it out by do a detect. Let's take it. Let's try here. See what we get. See if that's it. There's some dead space here, so.
With that genuine fire, dropping beats for the creator. Genuine fire, dropping beats for the creators, taking us higher through the long nights of glow.
I want to see if
higher through the long nights of grinding, you still shine so bright. Diligent and focused, you're one. Higher through the long nights of grinding, you still shine so bright. Diligent and focused, you're one of a kind. From the first time we linked, higher through the long nights of grinding, you still shine so bright. Higher through the long nights of grinding, you so bright. Long nights of grinding, you still shine so bright. Diligent and focused, you're one of a kind. From the first time we linked, it was instant respect.
Okay, so even with the dead space, if it sounds like it's off, it's fine because yeah, it's gonna sound a little off, but that's okay. We got the tempo. Tempo is fine. All right, so there's not too much to this. We can just I'm gonna run through here, I guess. 4, 5, 6. Won't look too crazy. 9. So we can take. Let's just start off by taking these, putting them here. Okay, everything is blank, so we're good. Here, call this bus. Right, then from here it'll go to here. These are going into here. I might create, which is fine. Then what we'll do is we'll highlight all of these. Go to 2. I'm gonna go to channel routing. I'm gonna select route selected channel starting from this track. So I'm gonna start here. And the first one, it's gonna label it, color it, and move on down the line. Okay, just makes life easier. Now, even if I didn't have this set already, as long as this one was set, or if not, wherever I started to select that, it would automatically route these in, change the numbers and all of that, and we're good to go. If I didn't have these labeled, they would be labeled whatever default name is here and color whatever default color, right? So if you're using FL Studio, something to realize you can do before you do it, right? A lot of times I don't care. It's like, there, that's the one color, all of you.
Under the glow of the screen,
Unless it's like a bus or something, then I'll manually color it, but everything else.
The majestic steps in, bringing positive shine.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is
Majestic by nature.
we've been doing for so long, right? With the drums. Like I said, this won't take too long because there's not really much going on here.
It's taking us higher through the long nights of grinding. You still shine so bright, diligent and focused. You're one of a kind. From the first time we linked, it was instant respect. Conversations that hit deep. Nights on the stream, you like majestic. My friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm.
Now, question is, I did all of that. We left out a very important part here. There was no bass. I was like, wait a minute, what happened? Is everything just that loud? That's actually funny. So we're already hitting our target, and we haven't done anything just yet. So that's already a good thing. Interesting order. That's just me as I create. I usually start with like kick, snare, hats, whatever. So drums go first. And then usually as I'm creating, I start with like a piano or electric piano. And so, you know, the way I chose to put them in there is just kind of like how I do things. So as I'm moving through the mixer, I process like that. And then the vocals, of course, are last here because normally I would do the beat and everything, and then I would link it. There would be a separate auxiliary or bus for the beat, and then process the vocals, and then the vocals and the beat would go right. Because usually with the beat, I would go and usually create like dips for the vocals where they sit, stuff like that. So there's a bit of a flow to it. My friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better. The orange moon was good. I don't know if you heard me before you walked off. All that talking about bothering you, and then you got bothered as soon as I got on. I feel like that was deserved. Like a warrior, true, inspire. The dreamers give hope to the few. Your words carry weight, never wasted or light. You see through the noise and you stand for what's right. So we got our level, kind of like where we want to be. Let's take a look here. I'm probably going to turn this down just a little. And so we can leave it alone. Okay. So what I want to do first is I'm going to use this tape plugin. Ouch. It really kicked me. So, as you can tell, as I start to push this, you're actually going to hear the color, like the texture of the drums kind of change a little bit, right? The more I do it, Okay, that's that. That's that goodness they call distortion, right? In the analog world, and it's this warm, harmonic, algorithmic kind of boosting of the frequencies. Okay, across the spectrum, and it sounds good, and it's subtle, and then the more you push it, then the more obvious it gets, right? We just want a little bit. Unlike try to do this from here in the digital world, and then we just start pushing it, you get a not so the same sound, right? Um, all right, it's not the same. It's kind of loud, but it's kind of what they would call cold, right? There's no warmth. Where is the warmth? What happened? Why is the low end not feeling like right? Why does it just sound louder and that like that's about it? Yeah, that's how it works. All right. Digital distortion, very like automatic. It's instant. It's just like whoosh, okay, and then analog. It's like subtle, kind of. It's nice. It's nice, right? We like that. So we're gonna use this to do it instead of trying to just take our volume, try and get as close to zero as possible. All right. We do that through something like this. All right. So all right. And then of course, louder volume. We're gonna use this to bring it down. IPS, we're gonna leave at 15. This is the speed of the tape. Okay, this is like the full speed. This is half speed. So as the tape is capturing the sound as it's coming in, it's not as accurate, right? It's still capturing it, but you kind of notice some things, right? Like that low end got a little bit, the bass got a little bit more. There's some changes that are happening there. We we don't need to put up a board and start lecturing, right? But the bottom line is, right, we get some changes that we actually like that sound pleasing to our ears, and so we can do that. This it's not as accurate as 15 nor as accurate as 30, which would be about as accurate as you're gonna get, but you can get a little bit of different texture here. But at 7.5, the accuracy of it capturing the low end isn't as great, right? Same thing with 15, but 15 from 30 is not as far off as 7.5 from 30, right? It's just not. So this is usually about the sweet spot here. And then you can either use the 900 or the 456. Or the tape goes, and you can always just switch and see which one appeals to you. All right, and then make sure we turn our volume always. So I'm taking the output and adjusting it to we're about back where I think we're slamming on that a little too hard. All right, that's fine. Is that so much louder? What did I do? Oh. I thought I reset that thing. My bad, people. My bad. So we can go back. Yeah, let's take it back to a little more. All right. Okay. 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 All right, cool. So, all right, the kick got a little bit more weight to it, right? The drums overall got a little bit more energetic, and that will help.
Nights on the stream, you're locked in the zone, crafting vibes for the crew, never leaving us alone.
Drums
Humor
kind of cut
cuts
through
clean
the
through
rest
the
of
heavy.
the rest of the sounds in here, so it's not supposed to be like a big, magic, snap your fingers and all of a sudden, oh, drums are like loud. No, but it's just putting more energy into it so that it's able to cut through the noise or other sounds going on in the mix a little bit better, so it can be heard, right? It's like two oscillators, right? The one that's moving faster is going to cut through the slower ones, right? So driving like more energy into it is going to help it stand out.
Nights on the stream, you're locked in the zone, crafting vibes for the crew.
All right, let's go to our EQ. Another bot. Hello, bot. Goodbye, bot. Count created 22 minutes ago. How do I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. Account created 22 minutes ago. Account suspended or deactivated. That was fast. Or unless that was from me, because I just banned it. Which is why it's not showing me anything. But that's crazy. Yeah, I just banned it. But when I did that, I clicked on the profile before I hit ban. It said account created 22 minutes ago. That's wild. You said it showed it on your end too? Okay. Yeah, that was wild. I was like, man, that thing didn't even live. It made it 22 minutes ago and it died before it even got an hour of life. Okay. So I'm gonna go in here.
Nights on the stream, you're locked in.
Let's listen. Honestly, I don't think there's like really much I want to do to the drums. And even if we take look at this, it's already got like a boost here. It has a nice little boost here. Right? You can maybe might do a little bit to it. So let's start. I'm going to cut this off at about 50. Running a high pass. Right, so really low frequencies here, right? To 50. So everything right here that you see is getting trimmed down to almost nothing, right? We want to do that. We want to do that because we also have oh, we didn't label it. That's why I was like, what? We also have bass elements here. So when this kick is playing, while the bass is playing, something's losing. Either the kick isn't being really heard right there because the bass is pushing in, or you're not hearing the bass as nice as you would like to because you got to hear the down there, right? So we get rid of that. Okay, and now the bass can kind of play down there and you don't feel the weight of the kick like down there. So, right? So it's really clean. All right. So we can reserve that space for our low end and let the bass pick up these frequencies, right? If we want, we can even push this in more. Typically, I would start at 60, but listening to this, it doesn't sound super heavy at all. But this is usually where a lot of people will start. Again, same thing. Just getting rid of that really heavy weight in the kick and just letting the bass have that, right? Because now you can right, and it's not really messing with the kick, right? Even though we turned this up, it still sounds really good. It doesn't sound crazy or out of place or whatever. This, you're still getting that like weight of the kick. So whenever the bass is there and the kick hits, then you're gonna get like a spike, right? Especially in your volume levels for that. So went through there, and then oops. Again, around that 70 to 90, there's this area is usually where you're gonna hear the kick. It sounds like it wants to punch through your speaker, but it's not. It doesn't have enough power to do that, right? Like down here would. If down here you start boosting this, that it's gonna hit really, really hard. And with enough volume, you could blow out the speakers, right? So here, it's a similar thing, but it's lighter, right? It's not as heavy or as harsh, right? So what we could do is boost there. Okay, that makes the kick stand out a little bit more, but not in a way where it starts to take over or clash with the bass, right? Here we can see the other area. That is about 180, looks like. Okay, about 200. So at about the 200 hertz level is where we're finding the low end, the bass in the snare, right? So typically, if I had the individual stems, I would then take a high pass, push it up to about 100. That leaves room for the kick to have its own space, and then from there, somewhere after, we would find the fundamental, right, or that low end in the snare, and then we could boost that if we wanted to, or somewhere else we could boost there, right, giving each sound its own space, its own place. However, since this is all we have and all the drums are connected together, the only thing I could really do is just try and find those sweet spots and then adjust accordingly, right? It doesn't sound bad either. However, in a normal situation where I would have each individual thing, I would go and create space just like I did for the bass and all that. I would do that for every single one of those elements, so that way they all have their own little spot where they live, right? Again, you never want to go too crazy. But I just usually listen, and the moment I hear like a little change, I stop, right? That's it. It already sounds good, so I'm not trying to make it, sound like something it isn't. The people who mock AI music have all things wrong. 6 months ago, I wouldn't even be trying to pull stems and master it. I think the biggest problem that we have with it is just that it's not being done by human, right? And at the end of the day, all this work and years of learning theory and how to play and voicings and doing all of that, just turn around, someone's just like, yeah, I feel happy today. AI, make me dance, and it's just like, and it comes up with something, and then they just like turn around, they're like, someone's like, I like that song, and it's like, okay, boom. They get famous from it, whatever. And of course you're sitting. Of course I'm gonna be upset. But this dude just sat here and typed in 10 words. That was it. That was it. Now we can talk about how you can take this further and all that. But at the very base of it, most people are not going in here and typing up a storm. They're not typing up a book for how their music goes. They're just like they're remixing things, right? All this stuff we would have to go find the sheet music, learn, play, and then be like, okay, we're gonna do that, but we're gonna add a jazz vibe to it. This whole thing is just like got it. Make one of these a day and just like throw it on social media. Then next thing you know, it's going viral every day, and you're like making all kind of money. And the guy who's actually good at his instrument is sitting there like, ain't no way, man. I challenge you. Come on over here. Let's see you play it. You know. Oh, I can't play it. I can use Suno though. It's like that. It's like it's like watching the gamer play like NBA 2K, right? Watching them play 2K and then like talking trash about how come, somebody who actually plays basketball for a living, right? How come he can't do this or do that or do this with the ball or jump? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why can't you do a spin around, 360 in the? I can do it. And you're like, you're on a controller, bro. Right? It's that, right? Um, but yeah, as far as AI goes, I'm gonna say give it like 2 generations. Give it 2 generations, and it'd be like everything else. Who? Tell me who right now is gonna take a broom and go and sweep the carpet in their house. Tell me who's gonna do it. Who's gonna do it right now? Who would prefer to do it over taking a vacuum cleaner, hitting the switch, and then just rolling it over the floor? Who's gonna do it? Right? Give it enough time, and everybody's gonna be using this. Even people that went to school for this. I'm telling you now. But long as I can do it without the use of it, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Right? This is what I'm gonna do. Right? Um, I don't get in like the whole debate of it or anything like that. I just know, hey, look, I didn't need help to do this. Like you could show all the music, people could like the music, whatever. I'll clap with you. But the moment you look at me and say I'm better than you, that's where you lost. That's where you lost because I will challenge you, and at that point, you're gonna change up so fast because you can't meet that. You can't meet that challenge, right? So for me, I don't care. AI does what AI does, and you know, I guess in time it'll get replaced. People are gonna be like, I gotta learn an instrument, and it's gonna take how long? In this world where everybody just wants everything like this, more and more people are just like, more. You think they're really gonna take the time to like learn instruments? Sure, there are people out here who still make pasta by hand. Most people don't care. I want this. Right? It's already made, packaged, pressed, and some big factory spits out, 100,000 bags a day. That's what I want. I don't care that you got to do it by hand and it takes you 8 hours to do a bag. Like I don't care. Right? It's gonna get to that point. People aren't gonna care that it took you, 3 hours, sitting here and trying to perfect the the verse and the chorus and the bridge and all that when you can just type it up and just click the button a few times so you get the sound that you're looking for. I can tell you that. Yep, yep, exactly. And we're already there with that. And so when you give people that decision, they would rather than pick up the broom and actually have to sweep out their room or their kitchen or whatever. They're like, no, machine. That's what they're turning to. it's been like that for so long. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way it's not gonna happen. But I do think it'll get to a point where when the people who like have studied theory and all that actually are forced to have to use it, it's gonna sound leagues better than people who just like dabble around in it. It's gonna sound leagues better. People are gonna be like, oh, well, I just do a little bit of something, but you know how to use that, so and it'll be like that. You'll be able to go in there and just tell it to do something, and that track that would have took you 3 hours to do, you spent 30 minutes on it, right? You got this to sound the way you wanted to, and this the way you wanted to, and this the way you wanted to. Boom, you got the stems, and then even the engineering will be AI, and you're just going, as erase the mud from the snare, and it like already knows where to go and like what to, and all you're doing is talking to it, and it's just whoosh, 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 whoosh. You go, yeah, I like how that sounds, and then that's done in half the time, right? And like I said, that's kind of where it's moving, and it doesn't show any signs of like people wanting to slow down. We just want to take life slow. Ain't nobody doing that. Nobody wants to do that. And a lie, I'm one of those. I don't mind. I'm patient, but other people don't. Other people don't. They see something, they want it now. If they could get it next week instead of 6 months from now, they're gonna go get it next week, right? It doesn't matter what the consequences are, and the consequences could be some kind of suffering for a couple of years. They don't know that. They just, I need it now. I need it now. And then next thing you know, they're like, dang, what's going on? Why does it seem like every time I get something, they just hit me over the head? Like, doing all that. And it's just like, everything ain't, it's just, it is what it is. So, my stance on it is, I don't really have like a stance, really. I guess I just like doing what I do, and it's fun because I actually have the control. I think that's the biggest part, right? If I want to play something, if I hear something in my head, then it's up to me to push those keys and hear that note, hear those chords, place it. What rhythm am I trying to do? Instead of sitting there, which to me, AI prompting kind of reminds me of people who would message me and say, "Hey, could you make me a beat?" And you're like, "Yeah, what kind of beat you want?" I want something that sounds like, you know, I want like a Rick Roll kind of, but I want to. And you're sitting there, you're like, okay, okay, you're taking everything they're telling you, and then you're going here to this instrument they don't know how to play or use, and then you're doing stuff, and they go, yeah, 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 that's it right there. You go, okay, well, let me figure something else out. Okay, how does this sound? You start playing it, and they go, nah, not that. You have something that's more like you walk outside and you can hear that they're like cling, it sounds like glass kind of, and you're the one that has to interpret and come and do it. Like that's how I see the AI kind of like it's kind of taking that person and it's like, oh yeah, I'll do it for you in 3 seconds, and then tells you, did I do a good job? And you go yes or no. And then it goes, oh, okay, I'll try something else. And it goes, did I do a good job? You go, that's it right there, that's it. And it goes, okay, that's what they like, right? The next person that asks something like that, then the AI thing goes, oh, okay, I think I got the perfect thing for that. That it right there, right? And it learns over time from people's answers, right? Yes and no. Um, yeah, it's the same thing, but as someone like myself, if I hear it, I don't have to tell somebody else, hey man, could you make me a, I'm just like, oh, I can do it. Got it. There goes that sound. So I want to get in sound design too. Oh, I can just take this, crank a few knobs, bam, that's starting to sound like the sound I want. Okay. get some delay on it, do whatever, and then I can just kind of form what I want, and I'm not stuck with. I didn't mean to hit the, and I'm not stuck with um sound somebody else already put out, right? Like Splice, right? We can get on this whole Suno thing, but even I was laughing. People were like, "Oh, I use Splice and we got loops," and I was like, "That's that's what you use." Oh nah, man. We were talking then. You're not real. You're not. You're using loops to make your. It was the same thing, right? But it all comes down to the fact that people spend years, time and effort, learning systems and tools and things, and building it from scratch, and then to turn around and be like, "Oh, you're just using somebody else's ideas, basically, to make your whole track." Well, okay, if you started off with like a piano sample and then built the rest of it, great. But when your whole track screams everything came from this one place, right? I didn't do anything of it. All I did was just say, I like this, I like this, I like this, and just put it together. Yeah, what happens when they go, "Oh, we love your music. We want you to come down. We got this artist, and you're gonna put together a song for them." What happens when you get that message? You're screwed, right? You're gonna get down there and they're gonna be like, "Okay, remember the way you played those keys on that one R&B hit?" And you're gonna be like, "I did not play those keys." So yeah, about that. I got that from. And they'll be like, "Wait, you don't play an instrument like at all?" And they're like, "What are we paying you for then? We could go do the same." Like that's what it is, right? You wanna be useful, and when you're doing stuff like that, you're not as useful. Why are we calling you? We just go do the same thing ourselves, right? There's a lot you could take. There's a lot of places you could take that. I'm just saying. So here, but as far as the music making process goes, I think that's going to get taken over before music editing process goes. As y'all can see, right? Knowing like what areas to come in here, cut out, and all that, and it's changing a lot. It's kind of difficult for the AI to make those type of judgment calls, which is why human interaction is still important. And so, like I said, I'm one of those people where I kind of seen things way before, right? Because I used to be an artist, and I switched to doing more behind the scenes work, right? Because it's not something a lot of people want to do. Number one, and number two, it takes a lot. You got to know a lot to actually come in here and make this thing look easy. It just, yeah. And so, yeah, everybody wants to have a song or a hit or a jingle. So they're all doing that. Oh, it's easy to buy a microphone. It's easy to just scream into the microphone. It's easy to hook the computer up and download this program. It's easy to do that. It's hard to do this. I'm telling you now, it's hard to do this. So that's when I was just like, all right, cool. So I'll start doing this. I don't care nothing about that. However long it takes me to learn this, then I'm going to learn it. And that's what I did. And still to this day, you have very few people that can actually do this really well, right? You have few people that can do this really well. And those people are getting paid, right? More paid than the artists and the videos and doing all that. It's the guys behind the scene making all the magic happen, right? It's the guy holding the camera, doing the video editing, the effects, and all that. So everybody's, oh, that's I don't want to do that. I'd rather pay someone $500 to shoot my video, but you could be making $500 per video, right? you gotta think about it. I could be using skills that I have to like make money, but as an artist, unless you're famous, you can't go to somebody and say, "Hey, give me $500. I'll spit a verse on your track." Go ahead, I'll wait. You don't know who I am, nothing. I have nothing to show you. I can't guarantee you that I'll make you, popular or that you'll get more listeners or anything like that. But you give me $500, I'll work with you. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's even accepting that, right? But somebody who edits music, edits photos, edits video, right? Without knowing them, without knowing whether they can help you out or not or do anything like that, but they have this skill, you're gonna pay them anyway, right? And if you don't make it, it's on you. Sometimes you gotta think about some things in life, man. So here we're getting around to that 2K, 3K, even sometimes 1K, but usually it's around here. You start getting more of like a snap or like a clarity in your snares, claps, things like that. It's here. Right. Again, we wouldn't take it too much, but just enough. It feels like it opened up a little bit. We're good. This, I've been trying to tell people this for so long. Nobody listens. Nobody listens to me, okay? From 15K on over, it usually gets cut, okay? They don't listen to me. It's a hard cut here. You want to know why? Because the average listener cannot hear beyond 15K. I don't care if you're the one that can hear beyond it, right? Most people spend their time loud music, screaming, baseball games, stadiums, whatever, and their ears over time, they degrade. And the people who can actually appreciate music are usually adults. And when it comes to the adults, 15K and over, you're just not getting the best sound there, right? You're not hearing too well up there anymore. Your ears have been, club music, whatever. And so typically a lot of songs that you like, commercial songs, it doesn't matter. This gets cut. I mean, even a master track, 15, it's cut. Okay? We don't care about all of that up there. So a lot of times people, oh no, I like that up there, it's a, and I'm like, okay, and I'll just back off your stuff. But don't listen to my stuff and tell me how my stuff sounded and then want to know what I did, because I'm about to tell you something you don't want to hear. All right. I analyze a whole lot of songs. You can get the songs and run them through a visual EQ and go, dang, every single one of these, like I said, unless it's synthwave. Synthwave, they'll come over here. Some try to even push over past 20K and they boost it. Or it makes, what it does, it kind of opens it up and it makes it seem very airy. Right? That's the feeling you get. It's like this very air-light kind of thing, right? And you hear that in synthwave. Everything else, dance music, EDM, I don't care what we're talking about. That 15K, gone, right? So for me, I always get rid of that. I don't care if I have hi-hats, crash cymbals up here at 18, it gets chopped. 15 is my limit. That's it. Because when it goes to mastering, it's getting cut anyway. You're not even going to notice it. All right? And so, right? And you can even bring that in closer, so it's not chopping off as much, right? That's kind of like basically what they did. Like real close, almost like a brick wall. Just boom, as soon as it hits here, all the way out, right? Typically, I wouldn't go that far. Just like just a nice little gentle slope, right? Boom. But our drums will look something like this. And I wanted to show it here because you're not going to be able to see it there, right? And so, right. And we keep turning this down just a little bit more so it's not as bassy, the snare. We'll lose that bottom end of the kick, getting a little more bass here in the snare, getting a little bit more punch, gain a little bit more attack in the snare, gives it more presence. All right. And a little bit quieter here in the higher frequencies with the hats. Yes. So if you have FL Cloud, there are some AI like features that come with it. Personally, I don't care. It's a subscription based thing, but some people do use it. And again, I'm one of those people where I'm just like, hey, look, if I can learn how to do it, I don't care what that struggle looks like. As long as I can do it, I'm good, right? If the world loses internet tomorrow, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. There are grand pianos. There are I'll be fine, right? I won't be like, oh well, I can't make music now. I can't use Suno. Like I would be okay, right? I can still continue to make music. I can still continue to write. People who play drums, they'll still be able to do drums, whatever. And so having that manual skill, having that human skill is going to always surpass anything like a machine can do. If you can do it yourself, you're in a good spot, right? Because again, you never know. Power outage, whatever, and now you have nothing, right? How you gonna work? How you gonna clean your living room, right? Gotta get that broom, don't you? Get the sweep in, right? How you gonna do it? The Roomba can't work for you, all right? Unless it's solar powered and has a little portable battery, and you just I guess you're safe there. But once that dies out, what you got? You just got you, right? So the better off or the more human you can be, right? The less you have to rely on tech and machines, the better off you are, right? That's a whole nother sub. But we're looking to do something like this. Basically, there are drums, and that's just some EQ, right? Now we can do this in a couple of ways. We can use this and do more of like a subtractive thing, and then go to our next step and then come back and then add like things that we want to boost. We could do it like that, or we could do this whole thing here. What I'm going to do is first way. So I'm going to use this. Right. I'm going to bring this to about 15. Doesn't have to be 15 exactly, but as long as they're there. Turn on my EQ, make sure that's on, and there's that area again, that hollow boxy kind of area where it kind of it sounds like this. Okay, so when you boost in that area really high and it starts sounding like that, basically what it's telling you is there's not enough low frequency or high frequency information for there to be like a solid connection. Okay, therefore it sounds very very hollow, very weak, very boxy like, right? And so when you start thinking about it, you go, dang, let's say I was to go to a club right now and they're going to play my song. And they're going to have their PA speakers, right? The big speakers, and they're going to turn this volume up. Now I got to imagine something like that being turned up, okay, when they bring up the volume. I would prefer not to hear that or notice that, right? So we turn it down. As we turn it down, we quiet those frequencies or that area. So when they do decide to turn it up, guess what's not getting turned up as loud as the stuff we want to actually hear? It's right. So okay. Besides, gotta turn up the volume. Okay. Versus having to hear that. Okay. We just take that out of there. Okay. This is already at 3. I'm gonna bring it down to like 2, 2.5, and then we can boost there. A lot. Just a little bit. Oh, sorry. I'm not supposed to be doing that. Bad habit. Okay, so cool. Found this problem right here. I'm gonna let that go. And then again, we lost some volume, right? Am I in the wrong? No, I'm not. I'm good. Is it really? It is. Okay, so it wasn't me. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Okay, so go back here though. Okay, so only went down by a little bit. I was like, wait a minute. I guess I could come in here and adjust volume to make everything more even. What we would do, because it looks like this is the loudest it's gonna get, and then it just gets quieter and quieter and quieter as it goes. So yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Just get into it like that. Of course, that gets lower. A little louder here. Oh, this is ugly. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Okay, so it is about here. Sometimes here. And then it starts to peak up here in certain places. I don't think this might be too bad. Let's see what happens first, but I'm watching. So this whole section, this definitely is a lot closer. Nope, it's about here. So we might be able to, might not need as many cuts as I thought. Okay, so only in the beginning does it seem like it's the loudest. That kind of gets louder here towards the end. Okay, so let's cut here. So this, we're gonna pick our volume here. I'm gonna okay. All right. No, it's all good. It's all good. This is our job. This is our job. We look at stuff like this and we go like you would think vocals come in and everything is just like consistent and all across the board, but it doesn't happen, right? They're yeah, and they're like, come here, I want to talk to you for a minute. Like that distinction in levels, the dynamics is gonna be different, but it's our job to make it sound about the same, right? So we all have to go in there and go, okay, when they're whispering, we need to turn them up a little bit, and then we can go and edit everything, run it through the compress. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's our job. That's what we're supposed to do. So we just pray. We just pray the intention is there, right? Because when they just come in, they just start doing stuff. I've had stuff like that where people send it in and like, oh well, I was rhyming and then I went to punch back in, but they came back in with like new energy. So they're like, yeah, you know, and I was walking down the street and then somebody came in there and it's like, oh whoa, that don't even make no sense. Like, bro, you need to go back and record that. Like, make it all consistent, keep that same energy across the board. I can see if the intention was, you know, you were calm and then you got excited, but that's not it. Right? That's not it. And you gotta go redo that. I've had to tell people that. Let's see. Go on the Mr. Master. Oh, no, no, no. I want to let you know right now, this is not mine at all. So, uh, I'm actually mixing down an AI track that Truth Demon made for me, and I'm gonna be using this as an intro. And so I just wanted to come in here and do some stuff and talk about just the mixing process in general or whatever. So he said for sure the vomit didn't happen. Cool, cool. Cause I wanted to make sure you was alright, man. But yeah, we got stuff about the same level, which is fine as long as it's close. Something that's supposed to be, that consistent. We're good. It's not a big deal. That's our job. Um, okay. So I'm happy with that. All right, and then what I'm gonna do here is take he said love to hear everyone's style, but never met someone who works in the video game industry. Yeah, at one point I really wanted to do that, man. It was like a 6-year venture, and I didn't get that opportunity. All right. Um and I ended up going down tech route. So uh all the stuff that I know and do now is just it's out of pure passion, right? I learned all this just by not giving up and constantly coming back to this, right? And one day things just finally started to click for me. Currently still going down the music theory road and stuff like that. So, you know, at some point I would like to get into that, but that's a whole nother game. Especially a lot of the music's orchestrated, and then you gotta learn all the different instrumentations and what would go here and what the ranges are and all that. It's kind of easy to hear like a stringed instrument. Go, oh yeah, we just need strings, but it's a whole other thing to know exactly what instrument that is and what its range is. I would use this for playing these notes or this from this octave to this octave, and I would play these, to blend and harmonize because some of these instruments you can't play. You can't play chords on a trumpet, So you need a section if you're gonna pull it off, right? Or at least you need a few of them, and you got to be able to do it. People can get fooled and think, oh, I got a MIDI keyboard here with a horn patch. We can just play chord. But when you get the actual drum, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. All right, we're gonna do a 10-to-1. I am going to reduce compression here, so not pushing it as much. Now I have two options here. I can high pass, right? I'm kind of bypass some of those lower frequencies from the compressor and push, or you can just compress the entire thing. This
shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better.
I'm gonna say I like this idea better. So we'll do that. And then let's go from there. Okay. I mean, this is pretty much about as contained as we're gonna get because this did come from Suno, and all I got are stems here, so I wouldn't try and do too much to this thing, but just enough to make sure that the consistency is there in the drums. All right, so I can kind of hear the hats, the snares, everything kind of seems a bit consistent across the board. We're already kind of bypassing this, but the kick is, pretty much our loudest element. Make sure that's there, and I can just hear everything, and it sounds pretty even. and we're done with that, right? For the release time, all right, what we're looking for is we kind of want movement. We kind of want we want it to move with the sound that we're running through, right? So as this is like grooving, like we want the needle to be moving with the drums, right? But we need it to be resetting, because if it's not resetting fast enough, the next sound that comes in to hit the threshold is not going to get the same it's not going to get the same courtesy as the first sound, right? As soon as I hit play and it, boom, the compressor will kick in. But if the release time is too long, if it's too slow, then by the time the next kick or the snare, whatever crosses over, it's just going to still stay compressed, right? It's not going to get the same treatment. So like if you're trying to get set it up to where you can get the transient to come through, but then you want to compress the rest of it, if the release time is too slow, the next sound is still going to get compressed fully, right? And it doesn't let the transient slip through before it compresses the rest of the sound. Okay, so you want to make sure that the compressor is resetting before it gets triggered again. Okay, so you make a faster release, right? So, and we can see it resetting back. Okay, that's a good release time. So people are, oh, what do I set my release time to? I don't know. They're going to Google and they're like, what's a release? And all you're gonna find is general information. I'm gonna tell you that now. But if you listen to what I'm telling you, you can never go wrong. Even if you had an entire mix, right? Which the release time is gonna change on that. Again, we're looking for something particular. We need this to flow, right? And so as long as you know what you're looking for or what it should be doing, you can't go wrong, right? Let's see. So I make music for like kids games, but it's fun. You get to experiment a lot with that. Hey, look, even as somebody who doesn't do that, and I give you your props for that, but I like experimenting. I like experimenting. So the fact that I'm able to, and that's why I'm learning what I'm learning, because I want to be able to just like do whatever, right? And not so much have to be stuck to with one particular style or anything like that. So currently, for like the past couple of years or so, I've been teaching myself to play jazz because I wanted to start getting more into like R&B, neo soul, and stuff like that. And so I've been going through some motions. It's been a struggle, but we're making a lot of progress from where I started, and barely pulling off, being able to play the triads and stuff like that. So like, um, and now I'm getting into like the grip system, and so I'm learning a lot about that. I'm like, yo, this is every step of the way. I'm seeming to learn something that just takes it more and more. It makes it easier for me. It's like, okay, I don't have to think so much about what it is I'm trying to do or like what it is I want to play. This is more like how I want to play it, and that's where I'm able to like really have fun. I don't have to think about what it is I'm trying to play. I just start wondering like, how do I want to play it? Okay, I have this, right? Does it have to be dun 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 dun? Can it be dun 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 dun, 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 right? And I can just start going over like rhythms and things versus like actual trying to get the chords, and should it be a ninth, and should it be a this, or should it be a, I don't have to think about none of that. What's the flat, this and this and that, like that. I'm kind of getting over that hurdle, and so now it's like more just have fun, try things different ways, style, pattern, whatever, and go from there. Yes, true theming, you are correct here. Um, so, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, yeah, I was showing this. I was like, wait a minute, why did I? All right, so here we go. We'll do this, and then all right, our volume seems about cool. Hold on. Oh, okay, that's right, because a couple of these. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We don't have to push it all the way to 6. All right, leave some room for this stuff. All right, I like it. And then we can. All right, so we're still getting that same consistency across the board. That's what I like. Okay, and now what we can do is I'm gonna use these two. Okay, so I'm going to take this to about here. I'm gonna slowly boost this. Yeah. So I'm just gonna enough to where I hear it change. That's fine for me. Here, we'll leave this alone for now. Put this down. Always make sure we're returning our volume. Now we can do this, and I want to focus on the snares here. So remember, we found the snare at about like 198. So this 200 is perfect. All right. I don't want to do too much here on the bass end of it. I think this is fine, but just adding a little bit more to it. And then here, if we want, we can start looking for. Guess we should have did that with that and then came back. That's fine. I could do that. I don't really hear anything here that I would like to turn down. That's fine. This is fine. Nothing pops out or anything like that. So that's fine with me. We'll leave this at 0. And then over here, that 2 to 3K range we can play, right? Make sure we turn the volume. All right. Here, let's take our next one. It's gonna be our bass. We added this last, so let's do this. Okay. So at least we know there's something there. And now we want to route to this track. Okay, so drums and then bass, and the reason why is because we got our kick, right? So our kick and our bass is very important. They pretty much kind of intersect there. And what we want to do is we want to make sure we're hearing our bass clear, but we also want to make sure we're hearing our kick very clear, right? So just like we came in here and we decided, you know, for the kick, we're going to take out those sub bass frequencies. Okay, so we took out that weight or that thump in the kick, and then we boosted the punch. We're going to kind of do something a bit opposite when it comes to the bass. All right, and again, it's about giving everything its own space, own place. All right, so let's go here, and I'm thinking something like this. So kick, punch. somewhere between 70, 90 hertz, right? So we could take this over here to where we boosted our kick. Actually, I put it on 60 on the thing here, right? So let's take this over to 60. And then what we can do is, let's not make it too much. And what we could do is, right, where we went up with the kick, we go down with the bass. Okay, what that's gonna do is kind of create a little separation right there in that area, so we can still hear the kick nicely. Okay. So to turn this up, you'll see. Now we're losing something. We're losing the kick, right? It sounds so clear when the bass comes in, right? That's called a clash. So we want to avoid that. We want sub bass frequencies. We want to feel bass. We're not really concerned with hearing it. Yes, we want it to be audible. We want to know it's there, but the goal is to feel it, not to hear it. Okay, so now if you want to come over here, right, you're not going to get much from a bass guitar, but let's say we had like 808 or something like that. You could boost over here and you could shake your whole body with the right system. Don't go too crazy because it can get out of control, but that would be more what you were looking to get, right? You don't have too much going on over here, which is fine. Personally, I kind of avoid boosting over here. My whole thing is like, the less that I have to do over here, same thing with over here. The less I have to do over here and over there, better, right? For me personally, I tend to want to cut things there because when it comes to these two sides of the spectrum, it doesn't take very much for it to get out of control. So a lot of people want to come over here past 60 and boost something sky high, and it's like, hey, look, might sound good in your headphones, but wait till you hear it in the speakers, somebody's nice speakers or something like that, and then the whole room's like, and you can't hear the piano being played because the whole room is being consumed by bass. All right, and to you it sounds fine because it's in your headphones, and your headphones aren't picking up these like super low frequencies like that. But then you put it in a speaker, right, a nice speaker, a nice sound system, you put it in your car, whatever, and next thing you know, you go, whoa, that's too much, I need to go back in the house, right? And so I like to kind of just leave things where they are. And for some reason, if it just ain't enough, come back and boost it or do something. But other than that, a lot of times I leave it alone. I leave it alone. Now here, for like smaller speakers, usually I want to say it's like 250 to maybe like 400. Okay. So when we're talking about like smartphones or like small computer speakers people may have or something like that, where it doesn't really pick up the rumble out of bass, you can still make sure it's audible, right? So like if you heard, if you want, you can come boost this a little bit, right? And it'll help to translate. But no, you're not gonna don't try and you're gonna be upset with yourself, all right? Still things that live here. Plus, if you think about it, here about 200, your snare lives here. Now you're fighting with your snare, right? So you can maybe get away up in like the 300 to 400 area. Right? You can still hear that, right? It allows you to hear it, but you're not supposed to feel it. Trying to make it to where you can feel it in smaller speakers, or think your phone's gonna just start rumbling. Stop right now. Just cut it out. The whole house, yes, exactly, the whole house. But you could do that again. Typically, unless there's an actual problem, I tend to not touch. All right. Then think about it like this too. EQ is about balancing. So as long as like I'm hearing that bass and everything sounds pretty even, right, to my ear, It doesn't feel like I'm like really missing anything out of the bass, or it seems pretty consistent of a sound across the board. My job is done, man. Now there may be times where you want to get a little bit more low end or mid out of it. You don't want it to sound so bassy. Then that's an intentional decision. But at the end of the day, we're more concerned with like balancing when we EQ than we are actually trying to like. It's all treble and no bass. Like it's never like that usually. But there may be some instances where the intention is there. Hey, we need to get something to sound like it's whatever, and you may have to come and do that. You may have to come and take these strings that are really bright, and cut through to make it sound a little darker or not as open, or not affecting other areas and stuff like that. So there's that, right? So do that. Then again, that 200 area is usually where your snare lives. So like 150 over to like 200, depending on the snare, maybe 250, right? So what I like to do is if I'm listening and I'm hearing the snare and the bass, when the bass kicks in, if the snare doesn't sound as clear as when the bass isn't there, then I know there's a slight clashing. It doesn't have to be where you can't hear it. I just know it's masking, and I will come over to this area and I will actually put a dip here. Okay, so again, that allows for that snare its own space in its own place. Because what will happen, again, if it gets too high, you hear the bass and then the snare comes in and then you kind of lose the snare, right? And you can't hear that bass part in the snare. So by creating just a little bit, 1-2 dB is usually all it takes. Just use your ear. You'll hear it open up. You'll be like, that's the snare, like the entire snare. Done. Now, another thing. Ooh, right? People just, I don't know why. When we start getting like 808s and stuff, the bass is all over the place, right? One of the first things people want to do is they get scared. I can't. I don't want to. If I cut in, I want to hear the 8 because they hear it change. It gets quieter. They get scared. Well, you're losing volume. Return the volume, right? But this, when you have pianos and things like that that also live here, what you don't want is you don't want it building up with a whole bunch of stuff that had no business being there in the first place, and then causing an issue to where you're like, well, the bass is playing, but now I can't hear the piano, and then I try to turn up the piano, and now the piano sounds too loud and it's hurting somebody's ears, right? A lot of times it's just taking away stuff, not turning up stuff or adding stuff, right? So if we come to about 1K, all right, sound too bad? Is it too bad? Is it too bad? Maybe, right? For this, let's back it up a little bit. Okay, about 3K. You push a little more. 4K is fine. All right, so watch. We missing anything? Are we missing anything? All right. Now, depending on genre and things like that, you could probably push in further. With this, you're kind of missing some of that, like the bite in that guitar or in that bass there. Right? So if I go about here, you kind of lose it. However, now that I'm thinking about it, we do have another guitar here, so yeah, I think we'll be fine. Okay, so I just thought about that. I was like, wait, we do have another guitar. That's right. So typically, I'll stand corrected, right? Typically, we take this to about 1K. The reason being is a lot of our other sounds. When you have strings, you have pianos, guitars, any kind of like synth sound, whatever. Usually from the 1K mark on up, somewhere there is a sweet spot for them. Okay, so what we're gonna do is clear the bass, right? You're not gonna miss it. Did you hear it? Where'd it go? Where did it go? You don't know because there's other sounds that occupy that space and they're more tense and it demands your focus, right? It demands your attention. And so you're not even worried about that. You see that and you think you need that, but you don't need it. Okay? So the more we start cleaning things, places that don't need to be, then the better the song sounds and the less we have to do in order to get what it is that we're looking for. We could probably push this up even further, right? But this is a good starting point. It gets it out of here and it allows things like we have a keyboard here, we have guitars here, right? And they're gonna take up this space, and now we can get something that sounds cleaner, right? All right, so we're gonna do something like this with our bass. So now we're gonna leave room for our kick, we're gonna leave room for our snare, and then we're gonna also be able to leave room for the cymbals and all that by erasing through there, plus other instruments that are going to live in that large section that we pulled from, right? So our pianos, our guitars, and whatever other percussive sounds and things like that that we have going that we're going to be adding into this thing. All right, so let's go ahead and so let's run through see where we're at. So it's about -15. Okay. A little more. That works for me. And then this might alter it too much, so we'll see. And if I don't like it, we'll just go back to what we originally had. But I'm gonna use Guitar Rig here. I like how it alters bass. I like how it does it. So let's see what it gives us. I'm just imagining it right now. This one. I like this one. So let's play it. Yeah. All right, extra bass. We get extra sauce. I'm gonna come in here and adjust this. So I don't want the drive to be so high. We can actually turn this down. I'm gonna put it like 25. Play. That's fine. Return volume. Nice. All right. Let's leave it on mild. Turn this up a bit. 3. When you hit 4, it changes. I like. We'll leave this attack how it is. I'm gonna turn the ratio down to about 4. Here, let's turn this all the way up. This is gonna give us more low end boost, right? This is more like the mids, and this is more like the like high mids. I guess you can say it's more like the low mids, right? So, okay, we got options on how we want to use this. Again, we have guitars that are gonna come in, and we're gonna be cutting this off at about 1K anyway. We don't really need what's up here, right? Between warm or fat, we can decide that whether we want more boost in the low end, which I think I'm gonna go for that. And if we need more anything in the mid range, right, low mids, I could do that with like EQ. I'm not looking to get that out of here. So nice. That's fine. Turn this down. A little more. A little bit. That's fine for me. All right, and then we can turn on this cabinet thing right here. Pull this all the way down. And then slowly hear a balance I like. Come on. $75 sounds good to me.
The majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always do.
All right. This, I'll leave that. I know what it's trying to do, but not bad. Got to do the volume here. Go back down. Down. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't turn this back on. That's fine. Probably should have did this before this. Okay. Back it up a little bit. I'm sorry. Okay. Now let's take it through here. Okay. I'm gonna take this to 32. Okay, that's fine. Let's leave that like that. And then what I'm gonna do is here, turn on the EQ. We're gonna go over to the 60 range here. Play. Drop it down about 3 dB. We're gonna have it on the shelf, so everything from 60 over, and get a 3 dB decrease. I'm fine with that.
World better, you carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win.
That sounds good to me. All right. Next thing we can work on is this, I guess, since it's bringing in with this. All right. I'm going to run this through the tape again. When it comes to the tape or saturation here, there's quite a few. There's quite a few when it comes to benefits, right? And one of those benefits is when you have something like, say, a guitar, right? Especially if that guitar sounds extra like pointy, right? Usually, especially electric guitar, you might get a lot of really jagged peaks. Okay, it is what it is. What this allows us to do is, as we're pushing this and putting more energy and making the guitar more energetic, as we're starting to push it to its limits, the waveform is being slowly it's kind of being like shaved a little bit, right? Think of like, I don't know, I guess sandpaper is a bad way to kind of look at it, but like that, right? And so it's like you might have a piece of wood, it's kind of rough surface, got things kind of sticking, picking out, whatever. But then you rub the sandpaper on, and after a while, it's smooth, right? You can run your fingers on it, you're not gonna get splinters or anything like that. That's kind of what this does, okay? So we could take something that sounds like that, and we could run it through here, and it'll actually kind of soften up the sound, right? And with that, we can enjoy the sound without it sounding like it, wants to puncture our ears and make it. Okay. Let's see where we are. 12. A little bit more. It's fine. And again, with what Suno's kind of already done with it, you're not gonna hear too great of a difference, but it's there. And we definitely got the energy in. Maybe as far as the peaks go, not so much hearing the difference there. There's a small difference, but the biggest difference that I can hear in doing this is more of the energy that we're putting into here by driving that signal, right? All right, now we have this guitar, and we have this bass guitar, right? And so this guitar is probably all down here. Called it. So what we want to do is probably don't have to go that far. We could. I'll take it about here, right? So we're about 170. All right, that clears this guitar from down here. That allows the bass have its own space. And then, of course, once it gets to about here, the 1K mark, bass falls off. And there's a nice little spot right here where both of them meet, which is cool because we still want to have the audible, right? Still want to be able to hear it, especially on those smaller speakers. So here, they'll cross, all right? And here, okay, we can get a little bit more We can make this a little bit more audible and kind of stick out, right? Because it's already overpowering this, even if we, and as you can see, I didn't go over here and cut the 1K off, but we're going to. Um, but you're not going to hear that because you're going to hear this. Right? Even if I pull this down, you don't really hear that like that, do you? The bass. So this is going to sit on top here, and we're not going to give that to the bass. All right, and to avoid the buildup from other instruments and things that may be coming in on top of this, we're going to remove that. All right, so we can avoid that happening. The immediate called it priceless. Yeah, you've been paying attention. You've been paying attention, man. So go ahead and do something like that. This isn't too bad of a spot. However, there's a nice little boxy area there. If this was like out of control, I would definitely do this. And you still could. Right? All it's gonna do is just tighten up the sound, right? So just give you a tighter sound. People are like, "Oh my god, I need $50,000 studio right now," and it's like, no, just need to know what you're doing, right? If you know what you're looking for, you can take anything, you can make it sound expensive. Correction, almost anything. You can take almost anything and make it sound expensive. All right, you can take a piano that probably costs you like a $20 piano plug-in. You can take a Fisher Price keyboard. It doesn't matter. You can make anything sound really, really good if you know what you're looking for. Okay, you don't need a $10,000 toy piano to, it just that's not it. It's not it. All right. Right. So we're gonna do something like that here, right? And then of course we'll cut this off because again we have things that live up here that actually need this space, and this doesn't need to be up here like that, right? Our hats can dance up here and do all that stuff all day. Okay. I promise you, you're not gonna miss that. You're not gonna miss that. You're not gonna miss that. Right? There's other things that live there. You're not gonna miss it. Okay, so we can cut it off and we can allow for other things that live there and need that space to actually shine through. Okay, just because it sees it there doesn't mean it belongs there. Okay, that's our job. Our job is to look, listen, and solve problems. All right, and if we're not solving the problems, somebody's gonna be angry when we send this to them, and they can't hear everything the way that they imagined it. Right? Vibe for the crew, never leaving us alone. Your humor cuts clean through the heaviest, darkest. Support is the spark that reignites the heart. Whether gaming or producing, you stand tall and true, patient and majestic. All right, so we're gonna come up here. I'm gonna bring this to about 160. Now, sometimes, depending on how that guitar is playing, this might be down a little lower. Right? It is what it is. As long as you know what you're listening for and you're not losing that, then you're fine. You'll forever be fine. It doesn't matter where something sits, where it's at, you're able to seek it out and you go, okay, that's too far, pull back, bam. All right. That's pretty much the name of the game, but you got to be able to hear it. If you can't hear it, you're going to have a hard time in life. If you can't hear that train that's about to smack you off the rails, you have a hard time in life, man. I promise you. It'll be a great funeral, though, because you'll have people there. But it's going to be you're going to have a hard life, man. I'm telling you. Vibe for the crew, never leaving us alone. You show cuts clean through the heaviest, darkest. Support is the spark that reignites the heart. Whether gaming or it's probably farther up. I'll leave that alone. Yeah. Now, to me, this is pretty loud. I'm just saying. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually drop this, but not a whole lot, right? Maybe like 2 dB. So you still hear it. Just not all crazy, right? Which is good. It's about 12, right? As long as it's peaking about there. All right. And then what I want to do is I won't use Guitar Rig for this. I actually like the way this sounds. But what I'll do is we'll still add a little bit of action to it. I'll leave this on 4 to 1. Make this a why not? Let's give it a this is still has a really fast attack time, but I'm giving a slower attack time, at least from this is the fastest, this is the slowest it goes, even though it's still pretty fast, right? But I'm gonna leave it right here in the middle. Drive the input. On this specifically, what I've learned is about 6 or 7 dBs of attenuation is something of a sweet spot for this thing. Somehow, I don't know. All right, they teach you you're supposed to do a little bit, and then you can do a little bit more with like another if you need it, and that's the best way to go. And then professionals are like, that's what they taught you. Well, look, this is what we do. All right. I'm gonna push this here. Nah, but sometimes it's just a little, but sometimes, depending on what it is, and this over here just happens to be a nice little spot. So it sounds really nice, right? It sounds nice. So we're gonna run with that. Turn this volume down. Nice little consistency with it. I'll turn this up a little bit more. And down a little bit more. Yeah. All right, so now and the reason why I didn't do that here is because the highest or the lowest I could go is 3K. Taking this to 1.5, okay, which is about as close as we're going to get to the 1K mark. That's fine. All right. So guitar done. This is done. Drums are done. Take this. Kill the effects on them. right? Instruments a little more clear. We got cleaned out some unwanted frequencies. It doesn't sound as muddy, or I don't want to say dark, but it definitely had like a dark, kind of opened it up a little bit, right? A little more excitement to it. Now we need to figure out this lead vocal. Where does this other stuff come in? Okay, that's pretty short. Let's go here where the synth. This kind of sounds like I don't know what kind of synth that is, but it almost sounds like it's it could be, but it sounds like something not quite right with that one. Okay. Maybe it was just like really quiet in the stem separation process, because I can hear more what sounds like the guitar kind of bleeding into this. You can kind of hear where the like suppression's coming in on it a lot more. It kind of sounds synthy, but at the same time, it's like okay. Well, since it's a really quiet sound, I'll avoid some of the stuff that I would do, and we can just go and this isn't something that's necessarily going to be, even with that playing, I don't hear that. I could just mute that out of the track forever and nobody would know. No one's going to ask where that went. Down here, okay, this kind of looks like it has its own little spot. Okay, I take it back. Let's go ahead and what is that? Why does it sound like this? You can hear it a lot better. A lot better right here. It sticks out right here. We can use this. I was gonna say right here, like even though I kind of see that. Where is it? Right here. It's so quiet. Guess I could turn the volume up on it, but it's so quiet. Like if I mute that, which I did, like I didn't even notice it was there. I didn't even notice it was there, but it's not supposed to be, my guess is it's supposed to be more of a background thing, which is fine, right? It looks like it goes back to that, but right here is where it's the loudest. It actually
Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend, carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind.
Right, to me, it sounds like it should be this, but it's like it bled into this. Is what it sounds like, is all I'm saying. I could definitely hear like the synth in it, but it also sounds like it's trying to do this at the same time, which is interesting. All right, so I can use this and at least let's see what that's peaking at. It's about -15. Okay. I think this is like a background sound. K.
Wild, you make the world better. You carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better. You carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind.
Okay. Okay. We don't need to do any more with that. I don't know what this other thing is. It sounded like it was percussive. So a shaker or something here, tambourine. Didn't see the keyboard. This whole thing has been empty. There's no keyboard. Let me try something. Keyboard. Very, very so blank. Let me hit normalize. It's so quiet. It's so quiet, even on normalize. But it's very loud at the very beginning and it looks like the very end. Could we see that? See that big spike right here in the very beginning? And that big spike right here. Outside of that, normally this is how it is when you pulled out the stems. You got the other synth stem you can check out. I forgot. Let's see. Remember you said you sent the second one, so I just removed the second folder. And let's take to put it in the come on. Go back. PC, desktop. The keyboard's also missing too. I don't know if that's I don't think I heard a piano type thing in the original. Let me see. That one. Where is the folder? Where is the folder? There we go. So another folder inside of a folder. We take these, drop that in the folder. All right, and let's see what it looks like. It's pretty much same thing.
Sigma the majestic.
This sounds more like the guitar than this does. I'm telling you that right now. It's clear as day. That versus this. I could clear as day. It sounds like almost like a bleeding kind of thing because it's almost like it's how do I explain it? Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay because we could just do this, right? Not a big deal. And then we take 7 here, and it goes in 6. Take out this 6. We're by track number, and we're back. here, it's still really quiet, but that's the guitar. I don't even think it's supposed to sound off except for here. This is the only place where it's like clearly defined. The rest of this seems more like right, even the rhythm of that guitar and the way it's like vibrating, it sounds more like that. It makes for an interesting effect though. We can keep it. That I can actually hear it, and that sounds pretty cool. That makes like a nice effect.
Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend.
Not too audible in the whole thing, but that and this together sounds kind of cool than the other one. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, what is this other? So this is like little effects for like transitions, probably. Okay. More background stuff. Super loud. I think it's supposed to be that loud. All right. So I was trying to see if I can get, and this could be something I can go back later and just like make even across the board. It's not a big deal. We could actually just skip over this real quick. That way we'll make this any more longer than it needs to be.
Sigma the majestic, my definition of authenticity. Sigma the majestic.
I think it's that quiet in here anyway. So as long as it's that, we're say, where was that? 26. Okay, it's coming up here. As long as it's not. Yeah, you could barely hear that. That's fine. It could stay just like that as it is. That is fine.
Definition of authenticity. Sigma the majestic, my friend,
that is fine. We will leave that exactly how it is. We're not even gonna touch that. That is fine. Okay. Keyboard is empty. There's nothing here. We can mute it across the board. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do something in like that, and then I'm like, so we'll turn this down to let me know if there's nothing there in the first place. Okay, then we got percussion. Yeah, we can do the same thing. Okay. Come on. I didn't check for. Is it really that loud? Okay, it's about 9. I was like, whoa, is it really that loud? I didn't know. Okay. Then here, let's do our thing. I want to bring this up to about 2. Apps usually don't have much bass in it, so bring that up to 2. That still leaves right space for the snares. It comes in. About 7. cut it off, do a low pass at 7, and then push into 200. Then we can start to play here, which I think be somewhere here. Here, turn that down. Okay. A little bit. I think the clap is fine. I just boosted like 1 dB. It's not that big of a change. However, can't say we didn't do anything to it. Let's listen. And I mean, we're still at 9, so I'm fine there. I don't feel like that needs any compression. Volume's pretty consistent each time it hits. We'll leave that alone. And
here's to the future, the stream.
now with that, what I might do, turn that down a little bit.
On the beats and the moments, the battles will run. You've earned every cheer, every night of respect, the beacon for those who refuse to forget. Keep being that light in a world full of gray. Here's to the future, the streams yet to come. The beats and the moments, the battles will run.
It's not that big of a difference.
Every cheer, every night.
That's fine. We can leave it how it is. All right. So our main thing now is doing the vocals, which this should have gone here. All right. So let's do this. What I'm going to do is take this over. I'm going to call this. I'm going to take drums and everything. I'm going to route that here. This, route it here. I did the wrong thing. Okay, so all of these are going to go here. Then from here, it's going to go here. When I get done with the vocals are going to go here to the mix bus. Okay, it's going to contain the beat as well. And I want to do that because I can now too much there. So I think that's gonna do anything. I think it sounds pretty solid, so yeah. And then I'm going to use a compressor on the beat itself. You know what? Never mind. I lied. I also lied here too. Let's put that here. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go here. Depending on what we're going to do with these vocals, okay, I am going to create dips in those two places where the bass and the vocal sits. where the treble in the vocal sits. And that's gonna help the vocal feel more like it's sitting on top of the beat. All right. And kind of give it more of a separation. So let's now go here.
My friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the majestic. My friend, my light, legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold.
Okay. I'm gonna come in here. So here.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend.
For the most part, this looks like
Legendary presence,
it's
let the real ones win.
done pretty well. They've cut up here to about 160, 170,
Legendary presence, let the real
Right.
ones win. Majestic.
which is cool. Got rid of all the bass and all that. Allows the kick and things like that that live there
Legendary presence, let the
to
real ones win.
do what it's supposed to
Majestic,
do.
my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight.
It doesn't fight. On this side, however, I wouldn't stop it right here at 15K for vocals. So somewhere between 8 to 10K is where I'm looking.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good
this-
friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that.
Get rid of that. Okay. Those higher frequencies, they're short, right? And you're too close to a speaker, or you're in a club, it's a big speaker, things really loud. Those short frequencies hitting your ear is gonna cause pain like really, really fast, right? You're like, dang, I can only listen to this song for like 3 times and I gotta take it off because I gotta take my headphones off, or I gotta stop listening to the song because I'm getting a headache, right? That's usually telling you something, and that's this, okay? Getting bombarded with too much of this. So I like cutting this off here. Again, you're not missing anything.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul.
Yeah, I still hear the vocal. The vocal sounds like a vocal. It doesn't sound like, you know, we're missing or losing anything important, right? The voice still sounds like a voice. And with everything else,
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend,
Missing
my
anything?
light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend,
still
through
hear the
storm,
lyrics
through
and
the
all
calm
of
and the
that,
wild.
right? And like I said, what did I tell you? As soon as you send this off to get mastered anyway, stuff's gonna start getting chopped. All right. And you don't have to like the truth. That's why when they master it, it sounds better than when you master it, because you're seeing stuff and you're like, I gotta keep this. I don't want to cut that off because now it sounds like it's a little quiet, and you're not understanding. You're not thinking 5 steps ahead. Okay, when I did this, now it sounds quieter, and it's like, yeah, you just cut something, right? Like volume, you're losing volume. You gotta return the volume back first before you decide whether that was a good or bad decision. You know. A lot of that hissing, things like that, that comes from up here.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better. you carry that
All
smile.
that comes from up here.
But the majestic, yeah, you're
And-
one of
and
a
this-
kind. Heart full of
Stuff hurts your ears after a while. I promise you. Just listen to something and just let it play like that for about 60 seconds. Just close your eyes and tell me after about 10 to 15 seconds if you're not starting to feel pain and you just want to. It's just, it is what it
legendary
is.
presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend,
So
my
much more
light,
better on the
amazing soul.
ears, right? But yeah, that's where all that lives, all the hissing and all that. On the good side of things, right? It can make things sound bright or airy or whatever, right? These are terms that we use to kind of describe certain areas in a good or a bad way, right? So we're saying, hey, there's something over here, there's too much air. It doesn't necessarily mean, because I said air, that it's a good thing, but when we say air, then you know, hey, the treble's been boosted, right? It's giving an airy feel. They may not like that. So then, you know, go over there and turn it down, right? Go find that spot, turn it down. It sounds too dark. Okay, well, that means it's turned down. We need to go over there and turn it up, right? To brighten it, make it sound bright, make it sound open, right? So that's kind of like the how we talk to one another, and then from there we take that and go, okay, I know exactly what to do. I got you.
Legendary presence.
Once we isolate those things, then we can start looking at the meat of it, right? The rest of it.
Legendary
And then
presence, let the
we can
real
start
ones win.
looking for
Majestic, my
things we like in the voice, things we don't like in the voice, and go from there. But our first things first with any instrument, I don't care what it is, kick, snare, piano, flute, bass, guitar, vocal, whatever, we see how far we can push in from both sides without losing the sound, right? Or too much of it. And then from there we can start finding where's the fundamental, like where's the lowest part where it sounds good, or where's, you know, and then we start going through there and we can start messing with that and trying to balance that and get it to fit with the rest of the music. So yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do something like that, and then we'll vocals are a little, it get a little different. Sometimes it gets a little complex depending on what people are doing, what their style is and all that, but normally it's no different from any other sound, right? Put your effects, do your EQ, do your compression, and you should be good. Because the voice is such like way more dynamic, we usually do things and we excitement and anger and you know, come here, man, let me talk to you real quick. You know, you messing up right now. Right, since we got all these, you know, different volume levels that could be, you know, during one performance, sometimes a lot of things are done to, you know, try and create a consistency, but still trying to keep the dynamics, and sometimes it gets crazy. All right, so but it's pretty much the same thing. So sometimes you'll see like a long vocal chain, but it's just like, oh, we put a EQ here, but we had to come back with another EQ to do something right here, you know, specifically for this we were hearing after we did this. And sometimes sometimes it gets bad, man. So the best thing you can do, just in general for anyone listening when it comes to vocals, is try to get your vocal as perfect as you can from here. Okay, the time you hit record, try and get it to sound good here, capture it, and then it makes our work a lot easier. You just come in here, say whatever you want, punch in, have a, you know, you sounded calm right here, and then you messed up, and you're like, okay, we're gonna punch you back in, but you came back in with an attitude, because on 32nd time I had to do, like, all, we're not wizards. We can't make you sound calm as you did the first. Like, you have to, whatever that energy is that you're gonna bring, like, that energy needs to be consistent throughout the entire track. And if you can't find that consistency, take a break, man. Go take a nap. Go play outside. Go play some games, whatever. Till you find that energy again, then come back and record it. People would do stuff and be like, you know, oh yeah, I punched in like 7 times. You know, if you can just, you know, string it all together, you're like, oh, okay, so no problem, man. We can string it together. And then you get in there, and you go, what kind of emotional storm is this? Like, you got to tell me, like, hey, look, man, your vocal, and then this is you coming in, and that sounds a completely different energy. That don't even sound the same over a beat. Like, that's crazy. It's like, okay, can you re-record it, but do it with the same energy all the way through? If you can do that, send it back to me. I got you. If not, I mean, I can process it as you want it, but this is what it's gonna sound like, and they're definitely gonna tell you punched in. Right? They're definitely gonna notice that. They're gonna be like, bro, what kind of mood was he in when he did that? So, you know,
Legendary presence, let the real
it
ones
is what it
win.
is.
Majestic, my friend.
As an artist myself, I can tell you right now, it's better before you like record or do anything. Like, just practice it, man. Just practice how it's supposed to sound, how it's supposed to go. I know some people are like, I just freestyle. I don't okay. I don't care if you freestyle it, capture it, memorize it, come back and do it with consistency, and then let somebody handle it. Right? If you don't do that, I'm gonna hear it. Other people are gonna hear it, because that's one of my things, right? One of my philosophies. If I notice it, if I can see it, if I can hear it, if I can do it, so can others. All right, it may not be everybody, but somebody else out there do it too. Somebody else out there can hear it too. So when it comes to me, if I hear mistakes, I'm gonna let you know. If I make a mistake, please let me know, right? Because the thing is, if you can see it, that means other people can see it, right? I want to do my job well. Talk to me, man. If something ain't right, let me know, right? That's how I feel, and that's the same way I feel when it comes to uh, scammers, swindlers, and all that stuff. Hey, look, that was a nice game you tried to run, but I ain't going for it. You know, take that elsewhere. Do I feel like I need to get online and go, hey man, it's a scammer, it's a phony scammer, right? I have a philosophy. If I can see it, if I noticed it, that means other people notice it, right? You're gonna run into the wrong person one day. It's gonna be a case closed, right? You're running the wrong person one day.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight.
Yo, Miss Quinzel, appreciate you being here. How you doing this evening? Did anybody else say anything? I don't want to. Either I got carried away. Okay. Nice. Okay.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic,
So,
my
what I want to
friend,
do,
my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better. You carry that
What's gonna be
smile.
here?
Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my
Okay, so about here, it might be up a little bit more, but I start to hear it right here. I'm gonna turn this down.
legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining
Right.
through
So,
every
it's
fight.
obvious.
Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild.
It sounds like bass, but it's not heavy like bass, right? That's the mud area. Okay, that's where you start getting to that area where it's not enough low end information, it's not enough high end information. It's broken right there, so it starts to sound like this. Okay, that's the thing we don't like. I'm gonna pull this out of the vocal, or at least turn it down and not make it so obvious, right?
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shine.
Now, before this, there might be an area where I may want to boost vocals, but we actually have another tool that I'm going to use for that. I'm gonna do this, and then
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic.
Yeah, we could pull it about here. Um, let's turn this up. So, and a lot of times with vocals, when you get to about 7, 8, 900 hertz, some people their voice it could sound like nasally as it's described. Okay, it's usually that area. If you're hearing something like that, and we could turn that down as well. So I'm gonna skim on by there just to see, right? Who's on by there, right?
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the
It's not too
wild. You make
bad.
the world better. You carry that
I'm gonna
smile.
turn it down a
Sigma,
little
the
bit.
majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic.
Okay, so let's bring that back up just a little bit.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with
Right? So some of that bass, some of that boxiness, right, has been pulled out from there. We hear that a lot less, so it's gonna translate a lot better.
legendary
This is
presence,
playing.
let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through.
And we just got started. All right, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do the double compression thing. Okay, so I'm gonna use this 1176, and I'm gonna use an LA2A. The difference between the two is this has a really fast attack time, but the LA2A has a really slow attack time. All right, so we're gonna use those two together to try not to clamp down on the vocal and be too aggressive on it. But one, you're gonna want to control peaks on the vocals, just point blank, right? And then you may have some points where maybe somebody gets a little louder, right? There's a shift in the dynamics or whatever. And so yet you have this kind of natural, kind of gradual kind of thing, and it's not too sharp, then we can use the LA2A to kind of handle that, right? Um, let's see. Yo, Wild Arms in the building. Let me get you guys shouts real quick. And Crippy's here. Whoa, 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 whoa. How long you been here, Crippy? I seen Quinzel. My bad. Unless you should. Nope, you were here before Miss Quinzel. Dang. Yo, my bad, man. How you guys doing this evening? I just actually went over to see. I know he's here. It might have been. Oh, that's wow. So I know I've been watching my chat, man. I can't be that bad at it. See him up here in the Lumia thing. There we go. And get Wild Arms. Okay, I missed anyone else, did I? Iron Lungs. And what time is it? He was here earlier. See, I missed that too. Dang, man, I feel bad. Appreciate you stopping by, man. Hopefully you're having a good night. All you guys are having a good night. Anybody else want to make me look foolish today? Anybody else, man? Nah, that's not y'all's fault. Me putting in the work of being late. I don't even think it's late. He's not even showing up here. Look at this. Wait, no. I lied. I just seen it. Where was he? Oh no, that's the shout I gave. I'm about to say I seen his name. Hold on, I lied. But yeah, this is Miss Quinzel that came in. But before that, I don't see Crippy. He came in and he said he talked to me before that, and I'm scrolling here. This is me and you. I've been talking to you. I talked to this guy earlier. Miss, when did he come in? This was I. Wow. Okay. When did he come in? Yo, see, I'm at the top. That's wild. Yeah. All right. Yeah. We might need to get rid of this one. I used it because I'm using the channel points from it and all that for Kick. And it's like, oh, this has a multi-channel in it too, because I'm not using Restream anymore. So all right, cool. And I got Rumble signed into it and all that anyway. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got a chat. The only thing is you guys can't see each other typing. It's not Restream had the relay. Y'all could see, it would put it in the other chats. Y'all can't see each other talking. Y'all just know I'm talking to somebody. Wait. Oh yeah. You said you sent me one. But y'all still can't see it unless I go and add, and that's what the one you sent too. Unless I add it on stream, you guys cannot see what one another is saying. Which is kind of like a boo moment, right? Boo. Throws tomatoes. But yeah. All right. I get too distracted. Let's get back to this. All right, so we're gonna use this. We're gonna push in maybe a couple dB or so, and then we'll use the other one, and we'll push in a couple dB more, right? So I'm going to legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. So those peaks, right? We want to get those. You want to contain those as quickly as possible. And then anything else, right? It's like more dynamic or whatever. Then we're gonna use this to kind of keep that a little more consistent. Like I said, this is, I think AI did like most of the work on this anyway, right? It doesn't look like it gets all out of control or anything like that, so we should be fine. But so it's also good practice, right? So we'll take our LA2A and legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic. Without doing anything. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the. You can already hear how it's kind of like there's a presence that it commands, and it's not even triggered just yet. But we're about to get started. Legendary presence, let the real ones like win. A color to it. Oh, my friend, my light. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. This has a fixed time on here, so I can't control how fast it moves or anything. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, so my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Okay. Good friend. A little bit more consistency in the vocals, standing out the volume of it. Blah 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 blah. Right now, we're still not done. We're still gonna come in here. And what I would like to do is I will I'll use this instead. That's fine. All right, so somewhere around here, right? It's either here or here, but I'm gonna guess it's here. So let's turn this up.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better. You carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with the.
So once I get here to about the 6, you can kind of hear the increase in the bass, right? This isn't exactly counting the dB. If we needed to be more confused, right? They made these, they put these numbers on them, but they can't tell you how much of a boost you're getting or a cut when you move these things. So the numbers are just there. The numbers mean absolutely nothing. And then you just turn the knob till you hear something. They were dB. It's not, right? So we just turn it till we hear something we like, and then we go done.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better.
So
you
we're gonna take it to
that
about
smile.
6.
Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better. You carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better. You carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart.
Okay, and then before I do, actually, we don't have to. We don't have to actually. Great, I like this. Okay, so I'm gonna go to about here. I'm gonna turn this up. Let me see something.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better. You carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win.
Okay, so.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better.
Hear those sibilances, the hissing, the s and all that. Okay, sometimes it's there, and sometimes it's really obvious. Sometimes it's not, right? But when we find that, it's usually up in those higher frequencies, and it's usually around. Sometimes it's as low as like 4K, but it's usually more up like 8, 9, 10, right? So getting up here, and we already kind of cut this off at like 8, right? So it's going down, but there's still a little bit of stuff there. So we're gonna come and put a dip here.
Presence, let the real ones win.
Now it becomes less audible.
My friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the
right. So you can hear the wind and all that there, but turning that down.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul.
All right, you hear less of it. That's what we're looking for. Because at the end of the day, we don't want people getting distracted as they're listening to their favorite song with like that. It can ruin the track. It really can. So if there's a lot of it. So
legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better. You carry that smile. Sigma, the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win.
Right at 4. Right at 4K. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every
That's
fight.
fine. It don't have to be like
Legendary
really
presence,
crazy.
let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Majestic, my friend, my light.
You see how it just starts to sound more better? It just comes together. It's like, man. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is actually hold that thought. I guess we don't have background. Background's completely gone, man. If you send me stems one more time with nothing on it, you got one more time. Do you understand me? You got one more time. Going to crap, I gotta go find it, don't I? Ooh. Come on. Folder. There it is. I'm gonna see. I'm pretty sure this one's gonna do the same thing, so I just gotta be sure. I gotta be sure. It said you have background vocals. What background vocals? There's actually background vocals here. In this one. Not this one. 11 for this. Okay, let's hear what it is though. And do we need to do anything with it? Okay, so it's really background and you barely hear that. Anyway, with the lead vocal.
Screams and Sigma the majestic.
We're gonna leave it just the way it is.
Screams and Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light. Screams and Sigma the majestic, my friend.
That's it. That's all there is to it. That's it. That's it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these two. We're going to create a side chain. Okay. I'm going to take maybe I should take these two, route them to this track only. Whatever. Normally there was more stuff, yeah, but to have to stop myself from doing the send thing twice, I'm just gonna do it like this. We can create, right, and then take the bus, and we can side chain. Everybody get on the bus, yay! All right, so we're gonna take this, and we're going to create a, if I can find it, a send, and then we want that send to go here. From here, we're going to add, got some options here. I'm going to try out some different ones. I think it's this one. Okay. Move. Now what I'm gonna do is I run that through there too, which is fine. Let's put delay. Guess we don't need to do that because it's on solo.
Screams and Sigma the majestic, my friend, my life.
turn that back on. Oh, because it goes here too. That should be here. That should be there, which should play. Not getting anything. Ooh. Oh, because I muted it.
Screams and Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Here's to the future, the streams yet to come. The beats and the moments, the battles will run. You've earned every cheer, every night a respected beacon. But those who refuse to forget, keep being that light in a world full of gray. Keep building with patience in your genuine way. My friend, my inspiration, you're truly the best. Sigma the majestic, forever impressed. When the screen goes dark and the silence rolls in, your impact still echoes, the light doesn't dim. You've touched more lives than you'll ever know. A quiet legend with a powerful glow. No need for the spotlight to prove what you're worth. You're golden, raw, the salt of the earth. We stand with you, always, no question, no doubt. Sigma forever, hear the whole squad shout. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm. As soon as I heard that, I was like, there's no amount of better. You carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. So here's to the nights and the moments we share, the streams and the talks that show how much you care. Sigma the majestic, you're more than a name. Your family and spirit, you're igniting the flame. Keep rising, keep grinding, keep being you. The world needs more legends like the one that is you. From the heart to...
Right, this was our entire beat, and then we can take this and sidechain it to the same effect, then create a send there. Then we can dial in the amount of this effect that we want on this. So we can mute this. That's right. Okay, let the drums play. It's fine. That's cool. The only thing that's gonna make me guess it's I don't want reverb in my bass though. Let's see this.
Screams and shouts. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. Here's to the future, the streams yet to come. The beats and the moments, the battles will run. You've earned every cheer, every night a respected beacon. But those who refuse to forget, keep being that light in a world full of gray. Keep building with patience in your genuine way. My friend, my inspiration, you're truly the best. Sigma the majestic,
Here.
forever impressed. When the screen goes dark and the silence rolls in, your impact still echoes, the light doesn't dim.
So we boosted around 200.
A quiet legend with a powerful glow. No need for the spotlight to prove what you're worth. You're golden, raw,
Drop it
the
a little
salt
bit.
of the earth. We stand with you, always, no question, no doubt.
Wouldn't that boost like 2K?
Hear the whole squad shout. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through
creating this 1-2 dB dip in these two areas. That's where we boosted like the bass and the vocal, and that's where we got like the clarity in the vocal. So by putting dips into the beat, right, the instrumental, what it helps the vocal to do is sit on top of the beat. Okay, so
Screams and shouts. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better. You carry
everything else seemed pretty balanced. I wouldn't do too much on any of this.
Here's to the future, the streams yet to come, the beats and the moments, the battles will run. You've earned every cheer, every night of respect, the beacon for those who refuse to forget. Keep being that light in a world full of gray. Keep building with patience in your gen. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through.
We really don't need to do too much of this. And then we're gonna go here, and that's where this will come in. So
Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through.
also let me note that we are between -3 and -6, which is where we want our mix to sit. Okay.
Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We rock for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence that the real ones wear. So here's to the nights and the moments we share, the streams and the talks that show how much you care. Sigma the majestic, you're more than.
Okay, now I was asking you earlier when you had the compressor on your master track, and I was like, the settings for that's going to be a little different because you're trying to compress the entire track. Before we found out you were trying to look for a limiter, but I do use compression on my mix bus, or for some of you, if you don't make one, then your master track will be where you do that, right? So for my mix, I like to do that, and there are bus compressors which have settings that will allow for you to kind of get the result that you're looking for. Which, if we're using any kind of bus compression, what we're looking for is glue. We're looking to make the sound a bit more consistent. I don't care if it's a group of guitars, I don't care if it's a group of voices, I don't care, whatever, right? The bus compressor usually has the settings. It doesn't mean a regular compressor can't work, but a bus compressor typically has tools, right? And the ability to kind of get the desired result, right? Especially when we're talking about like ratios and stuff like that. Sometimes it gets down a little bit more. Sometimes you find one that has a 0.5 ratio. You're like, oh, I thought you can only get to 1-to-1. Some they got different things. This has a sidechain filter. Okay, I can have it bypass, right, certain frequency before it even attempts to try and compress the signal that's coming into it. It'll ignore certain frequencies. Certain things just do certain things a little bit better than others. All right. So we're gonna take this to about 100 sidechain filter. So I wanted to kind of it's a high pass, so it's not gonna completely ignore from 100 over. However, it won't respond so much, right? And then of course the very end of that, right? It's not gonna pick up at all. And then we're going to push this. We want to push this maybe about 1 to 2 dB. I'm going to leave the ratio on 2-to-1. We're going to give it the slowest attack time we can find, which is 30. I'm going to leave the release on auto, but it's going to be a pretty fast one. And then we're going to move our threshold here.
Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better. You carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We rock for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary.
All right, so that whole midsection there, right, it's kind of got a little louder, but really what happened is, because we're doing the compression, that whole midsection just got a bit more consistent, right? So you can kind of hear the bump up in the vocals and stuff like that. But we left the low end alone, so the kick and all that stuff is still.
Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better. You carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one
ceiling to 0.4, minus 0.4. This is some extra dings and whistles. Doesn't really. This changes how the limiter behaves, and I just got something transparent so you can't really tell. Some limiters have a color that it adds. The ability to tell it not to be as noticeable. It's kind of cool.
Respect back to you. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend.
And then we're looking for like 2-3 dB. It's fine.
Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We rock for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence that the real ones wear. So here's to the nights and the moments we share, the streams and the talks that show how much you care. Sigma the majestic.
One thing I'm not liking here is okay. Check this out.
Sigma the
I get it, but not here. Not here. Oh, why do I have this? Okay. I didn't. Okay. We're good. I can see it. Okay. That's fine. Did I go too far? I'm sorry. I think that's fine though. It's not a big deal. Alright, cool. It's like right there, but it's just not in the limiter. That's the only thing that's bothering me. Outside of that, it sounds good. Would just like to see the kick in the limiter. Am I asking for too much?
under the glow of the screen. For the creators, taking us higher through the long nights of grinding. You
And then if we just want to fast track this process, we'll definitely do this another time. Like I'll do a whole walkthrough of the actual mastering of the track. But for right now, no. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody this is AI, okay? Don't tell anybody. You didn't watch this live stream. Come on, you got it. You got it. Okay, what am I looking for? Oh, because I heard the popping. Time to turn up the latency. All right, there we go. This is terrible. I would not do this. That's okay. And that's not a big boost. A little bit, but not too much. It's about a little over 3. It's more than I would like. It's fine.
Through the grind like a warrior, true inspire the dreamers, give hope to the few. Your words carry weight, never wasted or light.
This is the first time I see this like barely touch the limiter. It is making me upset because usually this thing is like pushed down and I'm getting like 5 dB of limiting, and it makes me go, what are you doing here? And it's actually acting nice. It's actually being nice. It don't sound too bad. I didn't even master it yet. And the mastering program said, I'm telling you, I might be good at what I do. I just might. All right. But another time we can go through the mastering process. I'll go through that chain. We'll get something that sounds a lot better than this. All right, because I have these things, okay, and that doesn't have these things, Because it doesn't have these things, it's not gonna give us that sound that sounds really polished and like a nice record should sound like. All right, it just doesn't. It doesn't work the same, right? Like if you just this thing by itself. This thing by itself, alright. We ain't even talking about the rest of it. Just saying, it sounds so much better. But this will do it for now, right? It definitely works for now.
Majestic, my friend, my light, amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always do majestic.
Oop,
my friend, my light.
I would consider this a rough draft, right? I would come back like tomorrow, listen with fresh ears. You know, if I need to adjust anything or something like that, I'll do it. And then once I'm happy where it's sitting as a whole, I will bounce this out and make a mix. It won't have the limiter on it, and then we can open up another session, and then I'll walk you guys through the mastering process of this.
Kick streams glowing with that genuine fire. Dropping beats for the creators, taking us higher through the long nights of grinding. You still shine so bright, diligent and focused, you're one of a kind. From the first time we linked, it was instant respect. Conversations that
that's what we started with. Yeah, I took all the effects off.
You move with that grace, turning ideas to action, owning your space. Always dropping wisdom when the path gets tough. Steady with the vision, never giving up. You laugh through the pressure, you shine through the strain. Sigma the majestic, elevating the game. Late nights on the stream, you locked in the zone. Wrapped in vibes for the crew, never leaving us alone.
It's here where it should be.
Cuts clean through the heaviest dark. Your
Unlimited
support
push
is
the rest of the way, right?
We
need that headroom for the mastering process. So, whoops.
Amazing in the way that a real friend can be. You're the definition of authenticity. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile. Sigma the majestic, yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real ones win. You push through the ground like a warrior, true, inspire the dreamers, give hope to the
always.
Your words carry weight, never wasted a life.
The first time is never the finished product. I learned that lesson a long time ago. Hey, it sounds good. Come back tomorrow, see how you feel about it, right?
Every hour we shared laughs and lessons, the highs and the lows. Through digital battles where real character shows. You never fold easy, you hold to your code. A king in the making on this winding road. Your energy's contagious, your kindness is real. You heal with a sentence, you know how to feel. Good friend to the core, amazing inside and out. That's why the whole squad always screams and shouts. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the calm and the wild. You make the world better, you carry that smile.
Yeah.
Don't
start.
Full of gold with a powerful mind. We ride for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence, let the real
It's not loud enough.
Here's to the future, the
It's not
storms
loud
yet
enough.
to come.
I'm so
The
sorry.
beats and the moments, the battles will run. You've earned every cheer, every night of respect. The beacon for those who refuse to forget. Keep being that light in a world full of gray. Keep building with patience in your genuine way. My friend, my inspiration, you're truly the best. Sigma the majestic, forever impressed. When the screen goes dark and the silence rolls in, your impact still echoes, the light doesn't dim. You've touched more lives than you'll ever know. A quiet legend with a powerful glow. No need for the spotlight to prove what you're worth. You're golden, raw, the salt of the earth. We stand with you, always, no question, no doubt. Sigma forever, hear the whole squad shout. Sigma the majestic, my friend, my light. Amazing soul shining through every fight. Good friend through the storm, through the
I think it's that.
world better, you can Yeah, you're one of a kind. Heart full of gold with a powerful mind. We rock for you, always through thick and through thin. Legendary presence that the real ones wear. So here's to the nights and the moments we share, the streams and the talks that show how much you care. Sing Mother Majestic, you're more than a name. Family and spirit, you're igniting the flame. Keep rising, keep grinding, keep being you. The world needs more legends like the one that is you. From the heart to the squad, this one's for the real. Sing Mother Majestic, forever we feel. My friend, amazing and true. This song's just a piece of respect back to you. Under the glow of the screen with a real
I
one.
might know what key it's in. I might know what key it's in. That might be fun to play along with at some point. Truth Demon, definitely appreciate you for creating this, and I will make sure not to forget where I placed it. I didn't know it was in my downloads. I swore it was on my desktop. I swore. I was like, I don't know where it's at. I could have sworn it was like the first thing I see. Like I look and I like see it right there. So okay, stream starting to play. And then I don't know what happened with it. And I was like, I don't know, man. And then kind of find out when I went to re-download it from you. I found it in the Discord DM. I was like, okay, I'll just re-download it. And then it was like, why does it have a number 1 after it? And turns out it was in my downloads folder the whole time. I had it. I'm over here thinking I was like, why would I delete something with my name on it? Why? I was like, I think I did because I remember it being on my desktop and kind of find out. Was not it. Wait, why am I? No, we're not doing that. I messed up. I thought I was rendering this. That's not what we're doing. Let's go back. This. And there we go. Now the whole session is saved, all of my changes, whatever, and I can come back and listen to this tomorrow at some point or whatever. And good stuff, right? Good stuff. What am I looking for? So the stuff that I've been playing it on my stream, it is done. All of it is done. All right, it's like 20 something of them. I keep losing count. I don't know if it's like 21 or 22 or whatever it is. All right, but I think it's here. But these are done. All right, we've gone through the mix. We've gone through the master. Everything is about where it is. I've gone back over everything, made little minor adjustments and stuff like that. Now I just need to upload these bad boys to my Beastars account. From there, once all the data and stuff gets input, then I'm gonna put these on YouTube and I'm gonna put these on Rumble, and the playlist will begin. So my goal is to create 100 instrumentals for streamers and content creators to be able to use background music for their stream. I don't know, maybe not a podcast or something. Fine, it's something I have in the background, and you don't have to worry about, music industry sending DMCA takedown requests because you're using their music. I can't guarantee you're gonna like all of it, but there's some stuff here. All right, there's some stuff here. If you like just one, then hey, I did my job, right? Also, all of this is original. It contains no samples whatsoever, so you don't have to worry about, you know, potential getting flagged or anything like that. Unless that came directly from me, right? Which I'm not doing. Unless you mess up in some way, shape, or form, and that mess up is don't try and record your next radio hit with these, all right? Or at least go to my BeatStars account and then you can get the proper paperwork, right? Because if I find out, you got two options: either pay or we taking that bad boy down. It's one or the other. It's one or the other, right? But there's different stuff here. Some stuff is kind of jazzy, some of it's kind of smooth R&B, some of it's, you know, and there's more on the way. All right, so a lot of times I do this stuff live. It's a struggle, I won't lie, but it is, and I'm still teaching myself music theory. I've been down this road of trying to teach myself jazz for the last 2 years. I would like to start making stuff that's more R&B, neo soul, and that's why I decided to drag myself down probably the worst path I could go down. Sometimes I just want to throw the book out the window, but I keep going, and you know, keep learning stuff, and we keep making cool stuff. We'll see how long that lasts. As soon as I hit end stream, I'm going right back in there. I guarantee you. Also, right, I do create music for content creators. I've had people come and ask me for like intro, outro stuff. With that, I will say yes, I do stuff like that. However, if you approach me and you have some kind of song that you would like remix, like one guy did with this thing, I will give you a disclaimer. I am not at fault if you get hit upside the head. I will do it. I will flip anything. But I'm telling you now, it had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with me. Alright, I will give you all the warnings in the world. But if you still decide to go forward, stuff can happen, alright? But this is different stuff, man. I'm capable. I'm trying to be capable of doing anything. So we'll see how it goes as time passes by. But stuff like this, it's original. And then there's something that's a little bit more, how could I call it? I know people have been asking about it, and I've kind of been at a standstill because I've been working on these original things and music theory and all that, but I plan on creating another playlist. I think it's a lot safer. Flips with versus crate digging, and that's video game music, right? So I plan the next playlist, okay? Yes, if anyone has requests from anything they remember from their childhood, I am down to try it out. Right? I am down to try it out. This is from Sonic and Knuckles. You can hear it. I'm sure you can hear it now. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff in here that's not done. Oh. Oh, we won't be seeing you for the rest of the night. I'll definitely be working on stuff like that. This is still an idea.
This is another hit.
But you know, we even got Horizon Zero Dawn in this sucker, alright? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to be redoing this. I'll be redoing this. I thought I already did, but apparently not from the way it sounds. Could do. So I'll be tackling a bunch of like video game stuff, right? I looked over at it, I was like, wait a minute, I think this one's done already. Yeah. I just do my own thing, right? I'm like, hi, bye. And they're like, where'd he go? And I'm like, just in here in the dark. And I was like, wait till they hear this one, right? Wait till they hear that. I mean, like a mad scientist, right? Sometimes, I just people watch from my computer. I'm like, huh, what's everybody playing today? And I'm like, oh, okay. I think I think there's a vibe here, and then I'll like create something came from you guys basically. Um, this though, let me see. Is this? I think I hope I'm always butchering stuff. No. You're a little too fast. So this is from a cool little game that I played growing up called Bust a Groove. Was on the PS1. It was like Bust a Groove, and there was like Dance Dance Revolution, and there was something else, but this wasn't as popular as Dance Dance Revolution because you didn't actually have to dance. So, but it was a rhythm game, you know, and you did stuff and you did little moves and stuff. It was a two-player game. It was fun. It was fun for what it was, right? Got a little techno going on here, right? Or whatever. I took that and then we just kind of slowed it down a little bit, right? There's some chops and stuff and it was good. Yo, Deborah in the building. Appreciate you stopping by. Oh, I'm opening my setup. Yeah, see, I don't think they're necessarily gonna be ready for this. And a lot of this stuff isn't even done. I was still just kind of messing with stuff. I was like, wait a minute, hold on, let me try this real quick. See, stuff like this. Not, it's not done. It's just in the trial stage. Sounds familiar. Signal, what is that? Cold vein. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. I just try stuff. We don't know what we might end up with. I just try stuff. It's either gonna work or it's not gonna work. It's one or the other. Now I don't like these drums necessarily, but I like this sample. Is it? This sample. Play with me, alright? This ain't the time. This ain't the time. But yeah, I don't like the drums too much. It was something I tried. I was trying to like not do the same old, same old. I was like, alright. It's a folder. It said experimental drum kit. I was like, I don't know what this is. Let's find out. It sounded cool at first. And then I was like, but it's still there. Yeah. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I be trying stuff. And we're gonna have a second playlist. So not only will we have the playlist with all the original stuff, but then there's gonna be a playlist with all the game stuff. I'm ready. I'm locked and loaded. This is something that I can go through because I still got my files from like back in like 2006, 2008. I can go back there and I can start pulling up files showing y'all too from way back then. All right. A lot of these are like, these are like a few years old, so. And I play a crap ton of games, so people never know where my stuff's coming from. They try and guess. They're like, man, where did you find this stuff? Playing video games. That's where I found it, right? That's where I find a lot of my stuff. I just play the video games. I'm like, what is this, right? Or anybody got the bright idea before the world started going near, right? I played that bad boy on the PS3, all right? I'm a PS3 near fan, all right? We can talk about remakes and all that later. I'm a PS3 near fan. Just stumbled on it. Hey, what is this? This looks kind of cool. I need a new game to play. Guy at GameStop was like, ooh, let me tell you something. So he couldn't wait. He couldn't wait to tell it. He didn't want to spoil it, but he couldn't wait to tell it. And I was like, all right, I'll take your word on it. So I went to go play it. It's the best game ever. And that soundtrack is super fire. That's all I gotta say. This is going even further back. This comes from what is it, Breath of Fire 3, I think, something like that. This ain't even done yet. I was still messing around with this one. Right, I'm still messing with this, but I came in here and kind of did some rearranging. There's a ton of stuff in here. I'm telling you, and this is stuff that's not really finished. I got stuff that's finished. And then I got stuff that I did once upon a time that's already finished, but sounds like garbage because I wasn't all that good back then. And I'm just saying, I got stuff lying around. So this is gonna make me really happy when I get to this. And I think it'll make a lot of other people happy as well. And like I said, as opposed to crate digging, I think this would be a bit safer option. You don't see game companies really get mad because you remix their music, right? Waiting for the Beast of Incarnation. Never heard of that. Unless you're waiting on me to reincarnate or something. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, Nintendo probably won't like me. Then again, I did some Mega Man flips. Maybe they think about it a little differently. Maybe. Maybe they think about it a little differently.
This is another Aaron production.
Close your eyes, come to me. Feel alright, just dance with me all through the night. Turn it out, close to you. I feel good, 'cause I just don't feel like you. Give it to me, baby. Feel alright, I feel good. Just want you to step with me, dance with me, giving me feel alright. I feel good on you, alright. Make a groove all night. Close your eyes, come to me. Feel alright, just dance with me all through the night. Turn it out, close to you. I feel good.
I sent a message on Discord.
'Cause I just don't feel like you. Give it to me, baby. Feel alright.
Why does this remind me of
Just walk your
what's that game?
dance with me, giving me feel alright.
Not what was it? There was this little boy and he had maybe that's the same game. I didn't pull it up yet, but
To make a groove all night.
this is it. But there was one, and there was like a little boy, and then the little boy had found some beast or something like that. Some it was like a big giant dog looking kind of thing. It's not this, but just looking at the cover art made me think about that game. And I can't remember for the life of me what that game is called.
Dance with me.
This looks pretty cool.
I feel good on you, alright.
This looks pretty nice.
Close your eyes,
That's pretty dope.
close
Me,
your
this one. This is this one. This one's gonna make me mad, but I'm gonna play it. This one's gonna make me mad, but I'm gonna play it. And the reason it's gonna make me mad is because according to new info that we learned, every time you die, you lose a day. You have 66 days to live, which means you can only die 66 times. You better be good. You better be good. Last Guardian, yeah, I think that's what it was. The little boys, like a great giant beast. That's what that cover art was looking like for me.
Just want your self-confidence when we here when we feel alright.
This is gonna hurt my soul.
I feel good on you, alright. Make a good one night.
So you need to live through one day. Why they tell us you got 66 days? Don't cheat us. But yeah, this is gonna, the combat's already crazy from what we were able to see. The combat's already nasty. Alright. I've seen the mechanics. Nasty. They didn't show everything. But we seen enough. And all I wanna say is that game is gonna make me cry. Cause if I die more than 66, 65 times, it's just a wrap.
I feel good, 'cause I just know feeling of you.
Yup. The Last Guardian. I never played that though. But looking at this and seeing this beast about his size, I don't know why it made me think of The Last Guardian. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on now. Here, let's see now. Let us do new. So we got other stuff that we're working on, right? More original stuff, and these aren't done, but as they get done, we'll be mixing these down. We'll be doing live mix downs of these, and once we get stuff, mixed down, then we'll do masters on them, and then we'll put these out so you guys can have stuff. So the more that I'm learning and growing and being able to do this stuff and make this stuff, then the better quality stuff I can make for you guys. That's just how it works. This is my work in progress folder. all the stuff that I'm working on is here. We won't put the really slow stuff in the playlist, all right? But I'm still gonna make it because that's my goal.
Legion of Tunes.
I don't know if I want to make the verse section that long. I just have it play once and then into this next part. But we'll see. buttons. There's just all kinds of stuff here, right? There's just a bunch of stuff in here. It's really random. We don't know what's in here. Just like I don't know what's in my brain. It just flows out when it wants to. It does its own thing. We don't know. We don't know what it's gonna be. In this sucker, alright. We could be here for the next like few months if you wanted to. If we wanted to. We could be here for the next few months, people. This is more gang stuff. I think this was okay. I want to bring this down like an octave, so it's not up so high. I tried, alright? It wasn't the best, but I tried. Told you. Well, you don't know what's in here, man. With that being said, I need to be getting out of here. So, appreciate everyone who stopped by. What can we do here? Let's see. You know what? Why not? Pulled up on me yesterday. Let's pull up on her today. Want to go over here and say what's up to Misfit, those of you on Rumble. Remember, stay patient, remain diligent, and as always, be majestic. And with that, I'm out. Peace.